What's going on, everybody? It's Game Unboxing Reviews here, and welcome back to another LEGO Dimensions news update. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about the new fun packs for the Ghostbusters franchise, and these are really exciting, but most importantly I'll also be talking about the level pack for Ghostbusters and a ton of screenshots. Seriously, we've got so many screenshots to get through, it's crazy, based on the Ghostbusters content, and the rest of them are all based on the open world in LEGO Dimensions. So if the trailer analysis wasn't enough for you, I have so much more to show. So without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so the first thing we're going to be talking about in this video is the Ghostbusters packs for LEGO Dimensions. So the first pack we're going to be talking about is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Fun Pack. And this one is really cool. So of course it comes with Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which looks great. Really like the design. Curious to see if he'll be able to increase his size in game. You know, we do know that from the Portal videos and things like that, we saw that you can actually increase the size of your character and stuff with the toy pad. And that is awesome. But the question is, can you do that at any time? That's what I'm wondering. We also get the Terror Dog, which has to be, I think that has to be probably one of the coolest mounts I've ever seen in this game so far. I mean, riding around that thing, it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, riding around on Blue, you know, the Raptor, that's going to be so much fun. But Terror Dog, wow, that thing looks cool. Next up we have the Slimer Fun Pack. We can see of course Slimer, he's holding a sausage. We can also see the Slime Shooter. There's not really much else to say here about this pack, but it looks cool, and you know, every character does serve a purpose in the game. They've said that. They're not going to add a character and not have them serve a purpose in free roam or in levels or something like that. So Slimer will be used for something. I don't know what, but he will be used for something, and he looks cool, so yeah, he's a cool addition, and it's nice to see more Ghostbusters stuff, because Ghostbusters is awesome. Alright, so the last pack we're going to be talking about today is of course the Ghostbusters level pack, which comes with the Ecto-1, which looks amazing. I can't believe they managed to get all that detail in that tiny version. That is just so cool. You also get of course Peter Venkman, and you get the Ghost Trap, and most importantly you get a brand new game level, a Spook Central Adventure. Very, very cool stuff. Now here's the thing about the Ghostbusters content that I wanted to mention. If you remember in my trailer analysis that I just did, I talked about a video which shows off the Wizard of Oz world. Now if you did watch that video, you'll know that at the end of the video they take the TARDIS to this very interesting and secret area in the Wizard of Oz map. Now there what happens is Peter Venkman actually captures some ghosts, and the cool thing is you actually put the ghost trap on the toy pad and then they get stuck inside the ghost trap, just like the movie. I mean, that is so cool. That's really nice attention to detail. And of course, you know, Peter Venkman, the Ecto-1, the ghost trap, they can all be used in every single hub world. So not only will there be ghosts in, you know, probably the Ghostbusters hub world, because like I said, every franchise has a hub, so even Ghostbusters will have a hub, and hopefully it'll be something like New York, because that would be awesome. But yes, even not just that though, you'll be able to stop ghosts in loads of different hubs. My guess is there's ghosts in every single hub that you can stop and capture, and that's great because, you know, it makes Peter Venkman useful. So Ghostbusters definitely gets a thumbs up from me, because the content in this game for that is just amazing. Alright, so now we're going to be moving on to the screenshots for the Ghostbusters content in LEGO Dimensions. So first off, of course, we can see the Ecto-1 in what looks to be, I think, New York City, I guess, chasing after a ghost. And it just looks so cool, the ghost there. And the Ecto-1, I think the great thing about it here is it's the actual Ecto-1. It's not a mini version. So is this a level that's in the main story? Is it the one that comes in the level pack? Or is it the hub world? I mean, I'm not really sure right now, but it would be so cool if it is. You know, like I said in the previous video, it'd be so cool if, because we do see it, if you can take Homer Simpson's actual car, not the mini version, and drive around with it. So if, like, say in the hub world for Ghostbusters we see the Ghostbusters car, the Ecto-1, can we just take it, you know, the original sized one? That would just be so cool. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Here we get a nice shot of Peter Venkman. You know, he's just walking the streets and doing no harm. We can also see a really nice billboard at the top saying Ghostbusters, call 555-2368. Really nice. Just loving the attention to detail and everything. I actually think this might be story mode. I'm not entirely sure, but the cool thing is you'll have a mission in story mode, you'll have a mission that you'll get in the level pack, and then you get a whole new hub world based on Ghostbusters to run around in. I mean, you know, this game is really pulling out no punches. It's huge. It's going to be amazing. Next up, we see another really cool screenshot of Peter Venkman, but this time he's trying to deal with these ghosts. I believe they're trying to come out of the manhole or something there. I'm not entirely sure, but that's what it looks like. It's going to be really interesting to see who's going to be voicing Peter Venkman. It doesn't sound like it's going to be Bill Murray from the way they're presenting, this pack, which is a bit of a shame, but, it's still nice to see that these characters are going to be playable because they're so iconic. So the fact that you can take things as iconic as Doctor Who and Back to the Future and Ghostbusters and put them all into one, that's really cool. Now here we can see Peter Venkman facing off with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and this just, again, looks really cool. Now, some people think that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is a little larger here. Personally, I think it's kind of like camera tricks. You position something at the right angle, and it makes it look a bit bigger than something else, because, we've seen how big a character can get, with the toy pad, and it's much bigger than what we see there. So personally, I don't think that is Stay Puft Marshmallow Man being huge. I think that is just camera tricks, but, I could be wrong. We can also see a ramp in the background, which I guess you'd use for the Ecto-1 or the Batmobile or something else. You do not have to use anything if you don't want to. If you want to go to the Ghostbusters world and use just Batman stuff, you can do that. Or you want to use the DeLorean but drive around as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, you can do that. It's completely up to you. Honestly, I think people are just going to spend hours combining all their favorite franchises and just seeing if it works. And I think the cool thing is, pretty much all of them do work. I could see most of these franchises meeting each other, and things like Scooby-Doo and DC Comics. Scooby-Doo has met Batman in a animated movie a few years ago, I remember, so you could kind of role-play that. It's completely up to you. I mean, the amount of possibilities are endless, and I can't wait to see what you all come up with, because I'm just going to spend ages just mixing everything up, and it's just going to be so much fun. Here we can see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man riding around on the Terror Dog. Personally, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be as happy to ride that thing because it looks like it could mess you up seriously. But, if he's happy, then that's fine. No, but in all seriousness, guys, the mounts and everything in this game are amazing. You've got so many cars, so many bikes and jets and helicopters, and you've got, Blue the Raptor, and you've got the Terror Dog here. I mean, it's crazy the amount of things you'll be able to ride. I don't think you'll ever feel like you haven't got something to use, and also, I've completely forgot about the TARDIS. The TARDIS is something that not only can fly around in, you can sit around in, but it also has interiors and everything. I mean, the amount of detail, like I've said several times, basically, if you are a fan of any IP that is in this game, you're not going to be disappointed. It has everything. It really does. It has something for everything. There's got to be at least one thing that someone will enjoy in this game, and I definitely agree with that. I really do. DC Comics, Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Doctor Who. There's so much content in this game. It's crazy. And last but not least, we are introduced to 3 new screenshots of Slimer being, well, Slimer, yeah, basically. There isn't really much to say here, but, like I said, Slimer looks cool. It's hard to explain, how a character is going to play if I haven't actually seen him. Like with Peter Venkman, I can actually talk about him. I've seen that he does what you'd expect him to do. He would capture the ghosts. But with Slimer, I haven't seen him in action yet, so it's pretty difficult to talk about him. But nonetheless, he looks cool, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be very happy to play as him. And me as well, of course. But honestly, for Ghostbusters, I probably wouldn't play as him that much. I'm probably going to play mostly as Peter Venkman when I'm doing the Ghostbusters stuff, driving around the Ecto-1 and everything. I think that'll be more fun. But hey, Slimer, again, is still a great addition. Next up, I have a bunch of screenshots to show for the hub worlds in LEGO Dimensions. I think it's actually like 28 screenshots that I have to show. There's tons of them, so let's just get on with it. So basically, the first one is, of course, Middle Earth, and this looks so cool. Now, one of the things, actually the only thing that was really worrying me about the hub worlds in this game, and about the game in general, was replay value. So obviously, you have all these hub worlds and things, and that's great. But one of the things I really enjoy in the LEGO games is just fighting enemies. It's just a lot of fun. And I said, after 100%, will there still be enemies popping up around the map that you can, go take care of? And they said yes, there will. I'll put the link in the description to that tweet if you'd like to check it out, just in case you don't believe me. But it's still, it's great to see that. It really is, because that means, I can come back to Middle Earth as Legolas or whoever after I've beaten it 100% and still go fight orcs. I mean, that's going to be so much fun. And of course, there'll be other stuff, and I can't wait to see what Doctor Who has up its sleeve, because honestly, if it's something like Gallifrey and there's Daleks all around the planet and things, that would be mind-blowing. But yes, this screenshot is very cool. Like I said, we can see orcs, we can see Owen as well from Jurassic World, which is nice. I can't wait to see what that hub world is going to be like, because, you know, when I thought of if they had Gotham City back, I thought it would be the exact same one from Lego Batman 2, but it's not. It's a combination between Gotham City, Metropolis, and Atlantis. So with Jurassic World, is it going to be a smaller version, or is it going to be a bigger version of the one we see in the actual Jurassic World game? We'll have to see, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be awesome. And then, of course, we can also see Legolas, and he's riding a raptor. Now, this time, it's not blue. Well, it might be blue, but it's a different color. Now, this is great because it allows me to explain that basically you can actually upgrade your vehicles. So we know you can change them into 3 different forms, but you can also change the colors. And we can see here that the raptor is definitely a different color. So if you don't want to play as blue, or at least the style of blue, there are other colors as well. I think there's 3 for each vehicle or mountain things. So, you know, if you'd rather have a different colored raptor, then there's 1 more that we don't know about yet. But, you know, still nice to be able to choose which one you want to have, because the raptor just looks so cool. Here we get another really cool screenshot of Legolas riding the raptor again, the customized raptor. We can also see Owen there, and this is in Middle-earth. You know, this game just looks really nice. The graphics and everything. I can't wait to do videos on this game where I actually showcase the characters and everything. I think that's going to be a lot more fun than what's usually been. I know, you know, the videos that I've been posting lately for Lego Batman 3 and Lego Jurassic World haven't been the most entertaining, but it's kind of, you know, it's what I've got to deal with. It's what the game offers. I try to make it as entertaining as possible. But, you know, I think this game in Lego Marvel's Avengers is definitely going to be better. You know, I think the open world videos that I'll do will be a lot more fun. I'll be flying around. I'll be stopping crimes and stuff with Lego Marvel's Avengers. And then with this one, I'll be exploring all these different worlds. And again, you know, there'll be enemies to fight and quests to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't think I'll ever find myself being bored in Lego Dimensions. Here we get yet another screenshot of the raptor. We can also see Owen from Jurassic World, Legolas from The Lord of the Rings, and Wonder Woman from DC Comics, and she's of course riding the raptor around. I believe they're in Rivendell here from you know, Lord of the Rings in Middle-earth. But yeah, it's nice to see again. You know, I guess that's not really an interior as such, but it's an area that you can go inside. I think that's still really cool to see. And honestly, Middle-earth looks massive. It really does. If you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, I think you're going to have a blast with this. There's Hobbiton, there's Rivendell, you know, there's the area with the orcs and everything. It's going to be a blast. If you like Lord of the Rings, you're going to love this. Here we get a nice look at Wonder Woman, Shell, and the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. And speaking of The Wizard of Oz, I believe this is actually the throne room from the movie. Now that leads me to believe that you can actually go inside the throne room in the hub world, because it would be a bit odd to add, you know, a screenshot that has nothing to do with the hubs if that's all they're going to be talking about at Gamescom this year. You know, every screenshot pretty much, well, apart from the Ghostbusters one, but every single one I'm showing now is a hub world. So I guess you can actually visit this room, which is really cool. Here we can see the Wicked Witch flying around a castle. Not entirely sure where this castle is. It could be the Wizard of Oz, could be somewhere else, but, you know, we'll have to see. We can also see a golden version of the Wicked Witch in the background, so maybe this is her castle or something like that. And obviously, you know, you'd burn that gold with a character that can burn it, and then you would earn some studs, or maybe there's a gold brick inside it or something else. I think they mentioned that studs, what you use them for in the game is to upgrade your vehicles and stuff, so you can change the colors and you can, you know, unlock different versions of those vehicles and stuff. So studs are definitely not useless in this game, which is great to hear. Again, here we get a really nice look at the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz flying around, well, the Wizard of Oz hub world. This is the first hub world we've actually seen in gameplay, like I showed in that video, and seriously, it just looks massive. Even if you just pause it for a second and look at how much there is to explore, that hub world alone looks huge, and the fact is that there's even more. It's crazy, it really is. Here we get another really cool screenshot, but this time we get a very spooky looking area with a castle. We can also see, if you look carefully there, the Wicked Witch is just standing. And we also see a race portal as well, which is really nice. They are everywhere in the maps. In all 14 hubs, there are races to do. You can choose to do them or not, you know, it's completely up to you. Or you can just drive your vehicles around freely and just not bother with anything. If you want to just drive around Springfield in the DeLorean all night and day and just not do anything else, you can totally do that. It's completely up to you how you want to play it, and you can just take your time. If you want to rush through the game, go for it. If you want to take your time, go for it. It's completely up to you. Now, if I remember correctly, this part of the hub world of the Wizard of Oz hub world is called Munchkin Town. It's just a really nicely designed little town. It just looks really cool. We can see one of those ramps with the vehicles in the background. We can see a guy there wanting you to do a quest for him. And we can also see what I find most interesting is a hot air balloon. Now, can we actually use that and fly around the map? Obviously, you know, you can use all the vehicles that you get with any pack that you buy. But it seems that they're kind of teasing that there might be vehicles in the main game as well, in these hub worlds. It seems like you might be able to use more bigger versions, so I'm kind of wondering what if in the Back to the Future hub world maybe the DeLorean is hidden somewhere, maybe behind a billboard, and then you can go find the DeLorean and drive around it. And it's not the mini version, it's actually the big version. I could be wrong, but that would just be so cool. Not much to say about this one, but of course we get another nice look at the Wizard of Oz hub world. It just looks really cool. I think one of the nicest things about these hub worlds in particular, though, not the you know, the cities and things like that, but the ones with trees and grass and, you know, really bright blue sky and a shining sun. You know, they really take advantage of the graphics. Don't get me wrong, every world looks authentic and looks amazing, and, you know, the graphics as well, they just look so good. But the worlds that have trees and grass and, you know, all that, they just look so nice on this Lego game engine. I think, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, why don't Lego games get a new engine and update themselves? Why should they? You know, they're doing great as is. I mean, look at Lego Marvel's Avengers. The things you can do in that game now. You've got random crimes, and you can jump around the city and climb buildings, and you can suit up in all these different Iron Man suits. Then look at this one. The game can now handle 14 hub worlds, and you can play with all the characters in all these different worlds. Personally, I say you don't need a new engine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, in this screenshot, I honestly have no idea where this is. I mean, we can see Aquaman, we can see Krager from Lego Legends of Chima, we can also see Wonder Woman and a shark in the air. I believe that's actually Aquaman's ability. I think he can actually summon sharks or something in this game, because in pretty much all of the screenshots we've seen of Aquaman, he's summoning a shark, so I guess that'll be maybe his combat move or something like that. It'd be really cool if he can maybe summon it and then ride around with it. Like, if you're underwater, you can summon the shark, and then he sits on top of it, and it, you know, you swim around with it. That would be so cool. Now, here we can see, of course, the Lego Movie Hub in Lego Dimensions, which is probably one of the most impressive ones that I've seen. I mean, it has a castle, it has huts in the distance, you've got the Old West. I think to the left of this, if I remember correctly, is like a mini version of Bricksburg. You've got Cloud Cuckoo Land in the sky, there's lava, there's water, there's sand, you know, it's a desert. It's amazing, it really is. I think one of the cool things about the Lego Movie content in this game is, you know, we do know that there's going to be more movies to do with that franchise. You know, there's going to be, I think if I remember correctly, it's going to be a Lego Movie sequel, there's going to be a Lego Batman movie, and a Lego Ninjago movie, and I think that's it. But it would be really cool to see if, you know, Lego Dimensions actually incorporates those things that are coming, and I imagine they will. You know, I think they said that the Lego Movie 2 will actually have Emmett's sister, so it'd be great to see, you know, when that movie comes out, that they release Emmett's sister, let's say in a fun pack or something like that, and then you can play with her in this world that you already have. I mean, this is the thing about this game, it's going to last for a long time, and, you know, as people start to like characters more and more, they'll probably add other things. So maybe with DC Comics, you know, they'll see how many people like, let's say the Flash. Let's say the Flash does really well in the movies, they'll eventually add the Flash into Lego Dimensions or something like that. Personally, I hope they add him early anyway, because the Flash TV show is amazing and it is doing really well. Obviously, it's already got a season 2, so just add the Flash. The Flash would be so cool in this game, but, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Now, here we can see Benny running away. I don't know why he's running away, but he looks happy, so that's okay. And we can also see Peter Capaldi's doctor, and he's using the chalkboard. I think, if I remember correctly in the gameplay, I think that actually says listen, which is a nice little Easter egg to, you know, his doctor, which is really cool. And yes, that is actually his idle animation, so that serves no purpose. He doesn't get the chalkboard out for any reason at all. It's just an idle animation, which is really nice. And every doctor has like their own unique idle animation. So, for example, Matt Smith, he'll actually get his Stetson out, or he'll get the fez out and put it on his head, or David Tennant, you know, he'll actually put his 3D glasses on. Just little things like that are so cool, and it just shows how much attention to detail they're willing to put in, you know, to all the different franchises in Lego Dimensions. Here again we get another really nice look at the castle. It looks like you can actually go inside the castle and everything. I mean, it's crazy. Also, if you look carefully on the huts, there is a little grapple thing, you know, where you would use the grapple and then you pull it down. So can you actually pull the door down and then go inside the little huts? I could be wrong, but you know, that's what it looks like from here. I mean, it just looks like a really cool area. Personally, you know, with an area like this, you know, with the castles and everything, I kind of hope they add something original, maybe like Lego Knights and Kingdoms and stuff like that, so you could run around with people with swords and horses and stuff like that. That would be so cool, because we have raptors and things like that, but what if we had horses? I just think that would be a really nice addition to the game, and hopefully, you know, they can consider that further down the road. Here we can see another screenshot of the Doctor with Benny in the Old West. Maybe they're teasing that Benny is going to be the Doctor's companion in Season 10 of Doctor Who. Probably not. No, definitely not. That probably won't happen. But hey, you know, if you want that to happen, you could make it. You know, Lego Dimensions allows you to do that. If you want the Doctor and Benny to travel around time and space, you can do that. You can choose any TARDIS. You can choose, well, TARDIS interior. You can choose the music you want to play. And of course, you can choose the Doctor. And he'll have his, you know, animations. He'll have his voice. He'll have his sonic screwdriver. The Doctor Who content alone is massive. And the fact that, you know, there's a hub world for it as well just makes me want to see it more and more. I really want to know what the hub world is for that. But you know, if they're keeping a secret, great. That's really cool, because of course the Doctor Who content doesn't come out till November, so if they want to keep that a secret, then that's fine with me, and of course it'll be well worth the wait. Yet again, we get another screenshot of Benny with the Doctor in the Lego Movie Hub. I don't know what it is with the person who took these screenshots, but they seem to think that the Doctor and Benny would make a great team. And hey, maybe they will. I don't know. But I think Benny should get in the TARDIS. I think that's a little cooler than that spaceship. Don't get me wrong, that spaceship is cool, but it's a TARDIS. The TARDIS is awesome, and wait till you guys see the TARDIS in action. I mean, that video that I keep talking about from Family Gamer TV, the way the TARDIS flies around and it makes the noises and everything, and the fact that you can still go inside it even though it does all of that already, it's unreal. I mean, the TARDIS itself has had so much attention to detail, it's crazy. Moving away from the very strange idea of having Benny as the Doctor's companion, here of course we can see Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, Naya from, of course, Lego Ninjago, and Jay from Lego Ninjago as well. Now Naya's actually, she's driving around the Mystery Machine as well, which is really nice, and this is actually the Scooby-Doo hub world in the game, which is great. Again, all 14 franchises that are in Lego Dimensions have a hub world, and that includes Scooby-Doo. So you have an open world Scooby-Doo game now. I mean, that's really cool. Obviously, I think it's just that island that appears, or you know, that area that appears in the mission, but it's a bigger version of it. And of course, if you get tired of that, you can take them to Springfield or Gotham or, you know, anywhere. It's completely up to you. Here you can see Scooby, Shaggy, and Jay. They're looking at a question mark thing. I think that question mark thing, I think that actually, well, it basically gives you hints. If you hit it, it'll say, you know, this character can use this ability to burn Lego gold objects or something like that. That's basically what it looks like it'll do. I think we've seen it in some of the videos, but I can't really remember. But, you know, we'll find out by September. Here we get another really nice look at Shaggy, Scooby, and Jay from Lego Ninjago. We can also see those statues as well. Those statues look really creepy. Oh, and also, Shaggy is using his torch. Now, in the gameplay, well, not in the gameplay, in the screenshots that we saw, the very first ones of the Scooby-Doo content, we saw that Shaggy was holding his torch. Now, that just looked like maybe an idle animation or something like that, but he's actually holding it and he's pointing it. So I'm wondering, is that actually ability in-game for Shaggy exclusively? Like, basically, you know, in a lot of previous Lego games, certain characters were able to shine in dark areas, so you could see in dark areas. So maybe that is Shaggy's ability. Maybe he can go into like dark caves and he can brighten them up and he can see inside them, unlike other characters. I could see that, but you know, judging by the way he's holding it here, it looks a little different. I mean, maybe he attacks with it as well. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Now see, he's holding it a little differently here. You know, he looks absolutely terrified. Now, one idea that I think might work here is, if you remember from previous Lego games, like let's say Lego Marvel, you play as Venom and you approach some fire, Venom actually looks really scared and he doesn't want to go near it because the symbiote hates fire. So what if this is Shaggy's way of telling the player that he doesn't want to go near an area? So for example, what if you playing as Shaggy, you go in the haunted house and you come across a ghost? What if when you go up to the ghost, he starts shining his light and he's telling you, you know, he's telling the player, I don't want to go near there, I can't go near there. But then if you bring Peter Venkman in, he can get rid of the ghost and then, you know, Shaggy can pass through the area he wanted to go through. I could be wrong, but that sounds like a pretty reasonable idea on how it would work. Now this screenshot is very confusing because last time I checked the mystery machine couldn't fly, but my guess is that it's actually done a really big jump off something and it's just flying down, or maybe it can fly, maybe that's one of its transformations. Actually no, I think we did talk about the transformations very long time ago, you know, when they talked about the Scooby-Doo content, and I think they showed that, you know, it could shoot water and pull things down from the walls and things like that, but I don't think it could actually fly, so yeah, that's probably jumping from a ramp. Now this is both weird and a very cool screenshot. We can see Scooby-Doo here. I have no idea what he's doing. No idea at all. Is he gliding? Is he flying? What are those things he's holding? If you guys know, please let me know because I have no idea. We can also see a roller coaster there, which is pretty cool. Now can you actually ride that roller coaster? We saw in the Scooby-Doo trailer there was, I think there was a ride they were on and they were going through. I don't think that was the roller coaster, but it was something else. So maybe in the hub world for Scooby-Doo, there's lots of rides and attractions that you can go on. I could definitely see that, and I think that'd be really cool. Here we can see Zane from Lego Ninjago in the Scooby-Doo hub world, and we can also see that I think that's a ghost behind him. I think it's going to be really cool if you take like Peter Venkman to the Scooby-Doo world, because I imagine there'll be ghosts everywhere that you can go stop, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Here we are back to another screenshot with Legolas, a raptor, and Owen from Jurassic World. Nice little team up here. I'm really excited to see the Jurassic World, you know, hub world. I think I've talked about that already, but it'll be interesting to see what it is. I think the Jurassic World content does come out day one, so if you're interested to see what that hub world will be, then of course you could go by that, and you could play with it straight away, I think. I think you could literally just beat the first mission, I'd imagine, and then just go to these hub worlds if you wanted. Personally, I would recommend playing the story first, because you're gonna want to play the story. It looks amazing. I mean, Batman meets Batman. You've got to play that. You can also see a hobbit in the background, which is nice, and you know, it just overall looks really nice. Now, I'm not entirely sure why Owen would deliberately want to stand over the edge of this structure, but hey, if he wants to do that, then that's cool. But yeah, Owen looks really cool in this game, and one thing I did notice about him in particular is that he's always holding his dagger, and if you've played Lego Jurassic World, brilliant game by the way, highly recommend it, but if you've played Lego Jurassic World, you'll know he only gets it out when he cuts Lego foliage. So can he do that as well with his dagger in Lego Dimensions, or maybe does he attack with it, or something like that, you know? It's very interesting to see that he's always holding it. If you look in pretty much all the screenshots, he's holding the dagger. There might be a few that he's not, but most of the time he is. So it seems like he's maybe going to use it for something, or he's ready for battle, or, you know, we'll have to see. But that's my guess for now. Here we can see what looks to be the Eye of Sauron tower from the movie. Again, I'm not that knowledgeable on the Lord of the Rings, but still, this looks really cool, and I'm sure Lord of the Rings fans in particular are going to have a blast with this hub world. And last but not least, here of course we have a screenshot of Shell from Portal 2 in the Wizard of Oz hub world. I really want to see the Portal 2 hub world in this game, because I just can't think of how that would work, but it sounds awesome, you know, a open world version of Portal 2. I mean, that sounds like it's going to be really cool, and I wonder who will give you quests and things. Like, will it just be Gladys and, you know, Wheatley, or will it be other characters or something like that? Maybe the robots? We'll just have to wait and see. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. I mean, sorry if the video was a little longer than expected. I basically just wanted to cover everything that was announced at Gamescom. I didn't want to, you know, combine it with the trailer analysis because I like to keep them separate. But, you know, all the screenshots, all the new packs that have been announced and everything, it's all really exciting, and I just wanted to get it all into one video. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope it wasn't too long. But yeah guys, this game is gonna be amazing. I'm pretty sure we have seen content from every single you know, franchise that is in Lego Dimensions, apart from Midway Arcade, and I think that's the only thing we don't know about yet for year one. So maybe we'll see some news about that at EGX or something like that. I'm not entirely sure of when we'll see it, but you know, I think Midway may even wait till next year, but we'll have to see. But I think with what we've already been announced, this game is huge. It really is. It's massive. And what I think is great is, you know, if you don't want to pick up a certain pack, you'll still experience part of that franchise in the game. So if you don't want to pick up the Doctor Who pack, but you at least want to experience that franchise, you can. You know, the characters, you know, Batman, Wildstar, and Gandalf, they will actually meet the Doctor in the story modes, which is really cool. Alright guys, so I want to thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for lots more videos real soon, and as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.